It is now my pleasure to present our 2023 keynote speaker, Dr. Khristine Carino. Dr. Carino is the CEO of Axon 55 Tech Incorporated and a consultant for multiple nonprofits. She is a community connector and a change catalyst. Social justice, anti-racism, and inclusion are the cornerstones of her leadership. She draws on lessons learned, overcoming the challenges put in front of her as a leader and an immigrant. In everything she does, in every organization she works with, Dr. Carino strives to increase the visibility of immigrants and amplify the voice of racialized women. I invite you to read more about Dr. Carino and her many accomplishments in our program. It is my pleasure to welcome her to the podium as our 2023 keynote speaker.
President Michael Avaltroni, Dr. Benjamin Rifkin, Dr. Wilfred Zerby, faculty, staff, and distinguished guests. Many thanks for your warm welcome. I enjoyed our short chats yesterday evening at the dinner, and I am thrilled to be part of this joyous celebration of academic excellence today. So when we were marching up, I just realized that it's been over 20 years since I donned an academic regalia. And I'm just so thrilled to be with you today. Brilliant graduates of FDU Class 2023, congratulations on this momentous achievement. This is a time of great celebration, reflection, and anticipation. You have completed a significant chapter in your lives, and it's now time to embark on a new adventure. Congratulations. Families, loved ones, and guests, magandang araw sa inyong lahat. Good day, everyone. 18 years ago, in 2005, I arrived in Canada with big dreams, like most of you. I came for a postdoctoral fellowship at the University of British Columbia. It was the next step from a PhD towards the professorial track. I dreamt to be called Professor Carino. I was confident, I was proud, because it was not common for Filipinos to land prestigious fellowships in North American universities. I knew I was brilliant, having received international awards for my PhD research projects, and I was on top of my world. However, 6 years later, in 2011, my life took an unexpected turn. As a mother of 3 young children born in Canada, all under the age of 5, I faced difficulties finding affordable childcare and decided to take a prolonged parenting sabbatical. While I cherished the time spent raising my children, I gradually lost my professional self-confidence and motivation. After returning to work in 2016, I quickly burned out because I was trying to juggle the demands of being both a supermom and Dr. Carino PhD. My sense of failure and self-doubt deepened, and I found myself disengaged from the research work which I used to love. I was lacking a sense of accomplishment and sleeping excessively. But with 3 energetic kids, I had no choice but to rebound. And it took some time before I felt whole again. What helped me was identifying the legacy I wanted to leave in this world. And I realized that I wanted to positively impact people and communities. To positively impact people and communities. To achieve this, I reclaimed my confidence and joy, leaned into communities of women who accepted, valued, and celebrated me, and found role models who challenged me to be my best self. Soon, unexpectedly, I embarked on a leadership journey in Canada. Well, in the Philippines, I was a student leader and an aspiring national leader in the dental profession. However, coming to Canada, I never saw myself as a leader. To me, leadership was unattainable in this country. But to my delight, I was invited to join the community board of the Cedar Cottage neighborhood house. which is located in East Vancouver, mostly home to working class, largely immigrant and Indigenous populations. Being on the board was a master class in public policy and municipal affairs, social justice, genuine diversity, inclusion, and equity. I learned the true meaning of belonging, of accepting, and championing neighbors who had less. My world was finally expanding in Canada. Being on the Cedar Cottage board paved the way for another invitation, this time to join the board of a national organization called the Society for Canadian Women in Science and Technology, popularly known as SQUIST. I served on the board for 40 months since 2018, and last year as president, and in 2021 as president. And this organization, which advocates for diversity, equity, and inclusion for women in STEM, I committed to use their platform to raise the visibility and amplify the voices of racialized women. I put together a dedicated team of volunteers from across Canada who revamped the professional development program and hosted 95+ events with 135+ speakers who were mostly racialized women in STEM. Also, for the first time in the organization's 40 years history, I established its first 4 chapters outside of Vancouver, in Quebec, Ontario, Manitoba, and Alberta. And despite the pandemic, we celebrated SQUIST's 40th anniversary meaningfully, bringing to life its advocacy for diversity. This year, I focused on diversifying my network outside of STEM and committing to anti-racism initiatives. I'm on the board of the Center for Intellectual Excellence, a Black-founded and Black-led organization with headquarters in Edmonton. The center's flagship event is the annual World Leadership in Diversity Conference, bringing in speakers and participants from all over the globe. Among this year's keynote guests are Margaret Trudeau, mental health advocate and mother of our Prime Minister, and you probably also know Manjit Minhas of Dragon Dance fame. I invite you all to attend the conference this year or in the future to learn more how to identify how racism shows up in organizations and to learn how to take action to prevent and address the harm racialized people are subjected to every day. I'm also on the board of the YCS Western Canada affiliate, supporting career shifters and early-stage professionals in cybersecurity. At YCS, which is Women in Cybersecurity, we're committed to representation. We're increasing visibility of racialized women who are leaders in the field to provide role models for women and girls who do not see themselves otherwise represented in leadership roles. Me, as a leader with access to privileged spaces, my goal is to smash gatekeeping and open access to tables of power. I want representation in leadership. I want to see more Indigenous, Black, and people of color in leadership roles. Dear graduates, I challenge you to rise to leadership. Now, you may be thinking, but I'm not a leader. Let me tell you, leadership is not just about holding a high position or who has the loudest voice. With your credentials in higher education, you are already privileged and have numerous opportunities to be in spaces of power. Your advanced educational degree is a passport to decision-making tables. You are brilliant. Do not in any moment doubt yourself. You have made it this far, and you will go further to greater heights. Be the leader who brings others along to paths of greatness. Ask yourself, how will you use your position to lift up others to influence positive change? What work, not just words, will you put in so you are not perpetuating the current world order? What legacy do you want to leave behind? Now is the time to think about this and take action. Do not wait for someone else to solve the world's problems. Again, do not wait for someone else to solve the world's problems. Instead, take action and make difference. And if you're still asking yourself how and don't know where to start, look around you. It's always about community. Just imagine, class of 2023, what is possible when you seek out the brilliant minds of fellow leaders and change makers in your class. Just imagine, I'll try to pronounce this correctly, the multiplicative effect. Graduates, you have a unique opportunity to make a difference in this world, and I urge you to use your education and your experience to create positive change. As you move forward in your careers and your lives, remember to do so with hope, joy, and gratitude. Be change makers. Embrace leadership. Use your power and privilege to make a difference in the world. As you go out of these doors, I'd like you to remember the words of Nelson Mandela. We can change the world and make it a better place. It is in your hands to make the difference. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Carino. Just stay right here. We've got a plaque for you to present. Thank you for those inspiring words and for the wonderful comments and inspirational thoughts about our graduates and the ways in which they can transform the world.